A verb exposes the fact that URL has paid and compensated a verb to lose. A lot of us don't know whether or not to believe a verb. Is a verb actually telling the truth, bruh? Or is a verb some kind of agent of chaos? Let's talk about it. Bruh. Hey, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all, bruh. Some of y'all are making some good points. Some of y'all are making some pretty good points. A verb just recently came out on Twitter Spaces and exposed, right, and revealed that the URL has compensated and paid a verb to lose battles. Paid him to lose. Hold punches is how a verb referenced the situation. A lot of people don't know whether or not to believe what a verb is saying, because a verb talks a lot, right? He says a lot. And I said this yesterday in my blog. A verb says an awful lot. Some people don't know whether or not to believe what a verb is saying. And I like to play devil's advocate. So even though I do believe, right, what a verb is saying, I also read through some of the comments sometimes, because there's some of you guys that make some very good points. For example, this person here, right? What's the timestamp? Who says that they believe that it's possible that a verb is testing Smack Beasley and them. Pretty much in the sense that a verb is possibly and potentially testing what he can get away with as it pertains to the URL. Because there's people out there like Sue Surf who run around breaking all types of rules, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever he wants. So this person made a very good point in saying that it's very possible that what a verb is doing is he's testing the URL. You know what I'm saying? But also adding in the fact that he potentially has vital information, right, regarding somebody in the inner circle of the URL. That's the idea that this person is. And bro, I'm like, that's an interesting point. If that were the case, that would make sense, because it's like Verb would be able to push the boundaries if he did have some type of information, right? Or vital information, as this person says, regarding somebody in the inner circle. Verb has put out there, bro, multiple times that he's seen two men kissing in battle rap. Like, Verb's put a lot of this is what I mean when I say that Verb talks a lot. So it's quite possible that Verb is, in other words, trying, you know what I'm saying, when somebody tries you, trying the URL to see how far he can push, what you know what I'm saying? Because that's the point that this person is making. It's a pretty valid point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it's incorrect. I'm not going to say that's correct. I'm going to say, bro, that's actually a pretty, I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think that that was the case. Some people think that a verb lying is some type of conspiracy theory. That's very interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? That some people think a verb lying is some kind of conspiracy theory or something like that. At the intro of this video, I asked, Is Verb being honest, bro, when he says that he's been paid to lose? Because if so, that means that that's how the business goes. We all know, right? This is not far-fetched, bro. This is not far-fetched. This is how entertainment works. This is how sports works. This is how things work. When there's money on the line, when there's bets on the line, when there's money to be made. For example, if you're an underdog, right, in a boxing match, let's say it's a crazy boxing match, you're an underdog. All odds are against you. All odds are against you, right? If I'm a super rich person, I can quite possibly persuade your opponent, pay him to lose the fight. I can bet on you because you're the underdog, so all odds are on you. If you win, I'll make crazy money. And I'm already rich, so I'm not even really taking an L if, you know what I'm saying, whatever. That's how things work, bro. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Just take this much, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure not to go as hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bet on the underdog so that when he's pronounced the winner, I just came up like $500,000 or whatever it was, that because all the odds were against. That's how these things work, bro. That's how business works. So when Verb says he's been paid to lose, bro, that makes perfect, because, bro, it's like when Verb goes into a situation, bro, a good portion of the culture will have Verb winning against most of his opponents, because we see Verb as somebody who is good, right? As ultimately, maybe Verb's been doing not as good as in previous battles, but we see Verb as somebody who is good and can show up and can smoke something. You know what I'm saying? That's how we see it. So it's not far-fetched to believe that URL or the inner circle would bet against Verb, compensate Verb to lose, and come up, you know what I'm saying, because the underdog, whoever it was that battled Verb, actually ended up winning that battle, whether it be votes or whether it be popular competition because Verb decided to hold punches. Bruh, like, we need to understand, bro. Like, before we start to shrug this off as some kind of conspiracy theory or Verb is lying, bro, we really need to take into consideration context, bro, and how business works and how powerful money actually is. That's how the betting works. That's how it works. How I just explained it, that's how it works. You literally compensate somebody to take the L, you bet against them, you know what I'm saying? And you come up because the popular opinion was going to be Verb was going to win that battle. It ended up Verb lost. That's just the idea. But then I play devil's advocate, right? Then I'm like, okay, if Verb is lying, right? Because I don't think Verb is lying. But I'm not going to just shrug off what people are saying as well. If Verb is lying, bro, we got to think about, why would Verb be lying about this? Why? What is the purpose then if Verb is lying to us, blatantly lying, passionately, bro? Like, it's second nature to him. Because that's how it comes off when he's speaking that stuff. When he said that, it's coming off as this, like, second nature, bro. Like, he's not forcing anything. He's not trying to, like, he's just speaking his mind. So I'm like, okay, what would the purpose of Verb lying be, bro? Like, what would it be? So I'm really thinking about this. Like, okay, if people think Verb is lying, let's take it a step further. Why would Verb be lying? Why? Why? How could this benefit Verb to lie about this situation? Here's the only thing that I can think of, which is why I don't think Verb is lying. This is the only thing that I can think of. Like Sue Surf, right? Being compensated to run the whole Midnight Madness thing, right? And be the voice of URL, right? And be like the URL puppet. Is Verb being compensated in some way, shape, or form by the URL to be an agent of chaos? This is the only thing that I can come up with. People say, why is Verb lying? Like, okay, we can say Verb is probably lying because he lost most of his recent battles. But bro, no, this is too much. This would be too much of an in-depth lie for that to be the case, bro. This would be way too in-depth and detailed. Verb would have to have sat there and come up with some master plan lie as to why he lost his recent. I don't believe that he's making this up because he lost, in our opinion, most of his recent showings. I don't believe that's the case, bro. So the only other thing that I can think of is, bro, could Verb possibly, like Sue Surf, being compensated to, you know, run the whole Midnight Madness thing, you know, in the beginning, be on Spaces 24/7 and all that stuff. Surf wasn't doing that for free. It wasn't for free. He's an employee of the URL. He's being compensated to do his job. Is Verb being a part of the URL? Because ultimately, Verb is still a part of the URL, which is why most of this confuses me. But it's also why I come to this conclusion. Is Verb a paid agent of chaos, bro, by the URL? The reason I say this is because, okay, for the past couple of years, there's been a lot of blogs, bloggers, and people and media talking about the business of the URL, the business, because a lot of things get exposed, bro. Battle rappers run their mouth on Twitter Spaces all the time. People put information out there. People like Spanish Harlem exposing P and the whole the Crucible process and how the whole thing is, you know what I'm saying, like set up and made for people to actually be like, just everything gets exposed over the course of time. So I'm like, is Verb being compensated by the URL to be an agent of chaos? Meaning, is he being compensated, bro, to throw us off course? That's the only other thing that I can think of for you guys that think Verb is lying. Is like, what does Verb have to benefit from this lie? And it's either him trying to save face because he lost most of his recent showings, which I don't believe that. This is too much of an in-depth lie, bro. This is too much of a, this is too detailed, bro, these are things that really happen. So I don't think that's the case. I'm like, bro, the only other thing could be Verb is a paid agent of chaos. He's some kind of agent of chaos, meaning he is being compensated by the URL in some way, shape, or form to throw people off course, because we've been on the URL's neck as far as business goes, and a lot of information is being put out there. So maybe the objective is to throw us off course and make us think, mix in pretty much lies with the truth, because there's a lot of truth that gets exposed. So if you sprinkle in some lies, that throws a lot of things off. That's the only other thing that it could be. Like, he's lying to throw us off course, so we don't, like, to throw us off course of what the business or what's going on in the background actually is. But this is the thing. I don't believe that, though. Like, I don't believe that. Like, in real entertainment, in real life, there are agents of chaos, meaning there's people that are, you know, compensated to spread certain messages, you know what I'm saying? You know, market certain things, promote certain things, you know what I'm saying? Look a certain way. Those are people that are compensated. But I don't believe that that is the case, bro. When it comes to this Verb situation, bro, and him talking about being paid to lose, bro, I don't believe that that's the case, bro. I don't believe that Verb is some kind of agent of chaos, bro. I believe he's putting this information out there, and this person made a very good point. Again, this person made a very good point. It could possibly be that he's testing the waters, bro. You know what I'm saying? And seeing how far he can actually push, you know, Smack Beasley and URL, seeing how far he can go before he suffers some kind of consequences or repercussions or something like that. So I don't know, man. If you ask me, Verb is not capping. Verb is not capping. That's the way that the industry works. That's the way that entertainment works. I explained it just a few minutes ago. Verb will toss you a few more dollars to hold back some punches. So I'm going to bet on his opponent, because I just paid Verb a few extra grand, you know what I'm saying, to hold back, make sure that this guy wins. Boom, I came up because everybody betted on Verb. Everybody thought Verb was going to smoke dude, because Verb can actually show up. Verb has faced the likes of Loaded Lux and Murder Mook, bro, and has stood up there and rapped with these guys. So when Verb goes up there and starts saying some blah 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 stuff that doesn't even make sense, bro, I'm like, yo, that is kind of, I'm like, yo, now it does make a little bit more sense. Like, bro, you doing this on purpose? for the bag. Let me know what y'all think, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Joe coming at you live and direct from the battle.